Are you looking for a different computer as a gift? Are you looking for a different tool for that special IT person in your life? Want a different way to manage your smart home? Well, stay tuned and I'm going to show you some options. Welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter, your home for all things relating to smart home technology. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Raspberry Pi 400. This is a brand new all-in-one computer that's just hit the market. Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and we're going to be working on this together. This content is also available as an Amazon flash briefing or podcast. Please go to techbiteswithronnutter.com for more information. For any items mentioned in this episode, there are affiliate links in the description. If you click on these links, I will get a small commission, but that won't affect the price you're paying for the item. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe now and enable notifications. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on that like button, thumbs up. Now, here's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be going through what is the Pi 400, in case you're buying this for somebody who's not had one before or is thinking about something different. Then we'll talk about some of the accessories and maybe what the best options for you are. Now let's get you taken care of. Well, depending on who you're buying a gift for, and if they're in the IT space at all, you may have mentioned something about the Raspberry Pi. Well, this time they've just come out with something new, or if you've got a young one in your family who's wanting to start learning a little bit more about computers, and especially depending on what the schools are doing, they may need something a little bit different. This is where we're going to talk about the Raspberry Pi 400. Now, this is an ideal computer in several different respects. This, as you can see, is an all-in-one computer, keyboard, Raspberry Pi, and depending on how you buy it, it may come with everything to get you up and running out of the box. Now, here at the back, you're going to see it's got wired networking. It has wireless built in. It's got 3 USB ports on the back. It has power, and then you'll see that one little slot that's just next to the big row of pins. That's where the little SD card goes in to get you up and running. And then you've got all the pins. So it's depending on what your person you're looking to get this for is looking to do. This has the potential to grow with them. So it has some very interesting possibilities. This is something that's just literally been on the market for a few weeks at the time I'm doing this video, and it has some interesting possibilities. Now it's made of plastic, but there's some serious weight in this so that it's going to stand up to quite a bit of usage. So if it's being used in the home, then you've got the ability to hook up to an HDMI monitor. It has all sorts of connectivity on the back, probably more than whoever you're looking at will need for quite a while. There are several different operating systems that can run on this, and it's just a matter of how you buy it. If they've already got some Raspberry Pi gear, then you can save a little bit of money by buying just the Raspberry Pi 4 keyboard. Now, if they have absolutely nothing, or you want to have a complete turnkey setup, then you can get the Raspberry Pi 400 kit, which comes with power supply, all the cabling you're going to have, nice user's manual. It doesn't have to stop there. There is a kit that you can get for this, an accessory kit, depending where you buy it from. And I got this from the folks at Vilros. This is something that can help you take it to the next step. It comes with a mouse pad, which in the full Raspberry Pi 400 kit is something that you will get with it. It has a keyboard guard. This is something, if your fingers are not necessarily the cleanest, it's going to save some gunk from getting down between the keys. But I think just as important, even with the reasonable price of Raspberry Pi 400, it doesn't hurt to have a nice slip case for this so that it's going to be protected. Let's face it, you should be able to get quite a few years out of this. It's only a matter when they upgrade the hardware a little bit more, or you need to do something differently, would you need to upgrade? But I've got still some of my original Raspberry Pis when I started this several years ago, and they're still viable. I maybe can't do some of the things that the later ones can. When you're talking about a keyboard situation, this is something that you've got it to where you can take with you. It doesn't take large amounts of space, so there's a lot of positives to this. The accessory kit that the folks at Vilros have available, and here's the interesting thing, and this is where you have to kind of look at how the numbers work out. If you buy the Raspberry Pi from the folks at Vilros, then you're going to have to pay shipping. Okay, that's just the nature of the beast. Or they make you an offer for within a few dollars of what the shipping would cost, and I got mine, tried to get mine a little bit of an expedited shipping, but not much, that you can get this nice little accessory kit. So if you've got several in the family that are trying to go together on this, then you can get a slipcase, a mouse pad, keyboard cover, but that's not all that you can do. One of the other options available is you can get a series of SD cards. This is what you will actually, the person you're going to get this for will be booting the Raspberry Pi 400 with. And you can never have enough SD cards, or technically micro SD in this case. So you're going to need to have a few extra. That way, if something happens, they misplace one, you've got extras. And we're talking just a matter of a few dollars. Also, if they need some additional storage to store what they're working on, this gives them that option, because one of the things you see down at the bottom is the card reader that you can put that micro SD card in. So it gives you additional onboard storage so they can store additional files if they're not storing things out in the cloud. So there's a lot of potential to this. So really, you can't go too far wrong between the Raspberry Pi 400, which is very versatile. Are you going to run a home entertainment system on it? No, I sure wouldn't, because I want to have a fan in it, and there's just not a provision for a fan in here. It's got all the connectivity you want to have with getting the SD, some additional SD cards, a reader, as well as potentially the accessory kit when you order it from Vilros. And there's a whole series of companies you can get this from, but at the time I got this, Vilros was the only one that had any in stock. So this is something that is got a lot of versatility. So whether it's for one of the younger members of your family or for someone in your family who's in the IT space, knowing how to deal with Linux, this will also let them work with some of the programming languages that are out there that are more and more becoming common, that not just your programmers are going to need to do this with. So this is something well worth taking a look at. There's links in here of where I went and got these things. Vilros, and at this point, you're not going to be getting them from Amazon for the most part, with the exception of the SD cards and the card reader, because the availability is that tight. They're selling out directly on all the company sites that are getting these, so they're not even hitting Amazon at the time I'm doing this video. So just this worthwhile to think about. It's a very handy item to have. It's got a decent book to get them started. Something else for you to consider to put in that Christmas stocking. When you're setting up that new account for the smart home cloud service or device, please get a copy of my smart home device account checklist you see here on the screen. This will help make sure that everything gets written down that you entered to get that account created. The form will also serve as a backup copy when you get this entered into your password manager app. And if you're not already using a password manager app, please get one now and get started. You will be subscribed to my email list in exchange for the checklist. I won't share, rent, or sell your information to anyone. If you're watching this on YouTube, you will see videos on the screen that are similar to the one that you have just watched, or other content that YouTube thinks you might be interested in. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on that like button, thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe now and enable notifications. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.